The following is a special presentation of Riverfront Broadcasting Sports. It's time for Post 8 Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Post 8 Baseball is brought to you by Comtech, Bank West, Nystrom Electric, Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping, and American Family Insurance Brittany Scheffelbein Agency.
A fly ball to center field as Spencer Eason is over. For the first time in 2023, Rollates and Miles Doyle has thrown a sixth-inning no-hitter.
And by Lamb Motors, Todd's Electric, Edward Jones Financial, CHS River Plains, Wagner Auto, Jaeger, Faith Lutheran Church, Leinbach Construction, and First Dakota National Bank.
Here's the 2-0 pitch. There's a line shot. That's to the left side. Bruce will round second. He's on his way to third. Hansen will see if he pulls up at second. He will. And Matt Hansen will have himself the cycle and an RBI double on top of it. An RBI double for Matt Hansen. He's 4 for 4.
Post 8 Baseball is also brought to you by Avera, Capital City Ford, Lincoln, and Toyota, Shane's Pharmacy, Gales Gas, Oahe Federal Credit Union, May Adam, Fisher Rounds, and Ferding Electric.
3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, and Rollates. Post 8 gets a big 12-9 victory in Game 2 to earn a split over Post 22.
And by True Green Chemelon, Beck Motors, the South Dakota Office of the Attorney General Division of Consumer Protection, Kruger Contracting, Egtegra, AGE Corporation Ready Mix, Stulkin Peterson LLP. Now let's head to the booth for the call of the game with the voice of Post 8 award-winning KCCR Sports Director John Winkler.
And as we welcome you to Hyde Stadium for a beautiful afternoon of a doubleheader baseball, as Post 8 will take on Sioux Falls East Post 15, as the Eights will be looking for their 5th win of the season and 4th South Dakota win overall as they take on Post 15 here this afternoon. Post 15 East coming in 4th place right now in the standings, 11-3. If the season ended today, we would be in Sioux Falls, but still having this matchup between East and Pierre, as East is a 4 seed, Pierre is now the 12 seed, with Brookings also being the automatic qualifier. They come out of the standings, and everybody else moves up to those spots. So that's why a 4 versus 12 matchup would be the case, and Brookings would be in, but East would be hosting Pierre if the season had ended today. But Post 8 is looking for a couple wins. They've won 2 in a row. They beat Spearfish last Wednesday, looking for another doubleheader sweep here this afternoon as they take on Post 15 East. We'll go through the starting lineups. First, for the visitors, Sioux Falls East and Post 15. Dylan Rippentraub will lead things off. He's the left fielder. Tate Schaefer, the third baseman, will bat second. Colin Lunders, the catcher, will bat third. Sawyer Myth, the first baseman, batting fourth. Sawyer Tolk, the shortstop, will bat fifth. Ryan Hirsch, the center fielder, batting sixth. Ethan Olson, the DH, batting seventh. Cooper Perry, the right fielder, batting eighth. And Chase DuBois, the second baseman, will bat ninth for Sioux Falls East. And pitching will be Caden Watson, and we'll go through his numbers here in just a moment. For Pierre Post 8, Nolan Peterson will lead things off. He's the catcher here in game number 1. It is Sutton Sunshine that will bat second and play left field. Carter Scheffelbein will be the number 3 hitter. He's playing second base in game number 1. Grayson Hunsley will bat in the cleanup spot. He's the third baseman. Charlie Simpson will bat fifth and play right field. Dawson Guest, the shortstop, will bat sixth. George Stalley batting seventh. He's the center fielder. J.J. Buckles, the first baseman, will bat eighth. And Cooper Twilliger, the DH, will be batting ninth for Post 8. Miles Doyle is on the mound and making his second consecutive start with the fact that they played last week. They had played last week Wednesday and will be now playing here in this doubleheader today. For the pitching performances and the pitching stats for both these teams, we first start with Caden Watson. He is throwing 22 2/3 innings in 5 games, 4 starts. He is 1-1 with 26 hits, 16 runs, 11 earned runs, also 11 walks, 28 strikeouts, a ERA at 3.397, and a whip at 1.632, a batting average against at 280. For Miles Doyle on the mound for Post State, he has thrown 22 and 2/3 innings, so both these guys have 22 and 2/3 innings. Also making a 6th appearance, but all 6 have been starts for Post State. He is 1-3 overall. 25 hits, 19 runs, 17 earned. It is 16 walks and 30 strikeouts for Miles Doyle. An ERA at 5.25 and whip at 1.81, and a batting average against at 278. And the batting average against at 278 for Miles Doyle. As the Eights and Sioux Falls East, we look at the standings right now. 2 teams that are sitting undefeated right now. Harrisburg Gold and Renner, both at 11-0 in the standings. It is Post 22 at number 3, 14-1 so far on the season. Sioux Falls East 11-3, they're number 4. Watertown at 21-7. Yankton at number 6 at 9-5. Aberdeen at 12-7 at number 7. Those are the 7 host teams for the first round of that best-of-3 series. Sioux Falls West at 8-9. We'll see them 2 weeks from today. Brandon Valley is at 2-3 in South Dakota games. They have not played a whole lot of South Dakota games yet. So they are number 9 seed. We'll see them in a couple weeks as well. Brookings at 5-13. They are the number 10 seed. Doesn't matter how good or bad they are this season. They're going to be in the state tournament and have a chance to compete. Harrisburg Maroon, the 11 seed at 6-12. Pierre at 3-10. Box Elder at 4-6. Huron at 2-9. Post 320 at 7-21. Spearfish, Renner, 307, Sultans, and Sturgis are the 3 teams that are not in the South Dakota, not in that first round of the playoffs if the season had ended today. We will pause here for the playing of the national anthem as the Eights and Sioux Falls East Post 15 team are just about set to get underway, as we will have the playing of the national anthem.
Military veterans and non-uniformed military personnel may salute the flag. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Let's play ball.
We're ready to go here from Heights Stadium as we are set for first pitch, and the Eights, Miles Doyle, is on the mound to get us rolling here in game 1 of 2 here today, as the Eights will be taking on Sioux Falls East Post 15. And for Post 15 last weekend, they went 2-2 as they were able to get a couple of wins by quite a big margin of victory. They won 17-2 in their first game of their first win, and then they won 21-0 in their second win, scoring 15 runs in the second inning. So they played kind of half good competition and half a little rough competition in the tournament this past weekend. They lost 7-5 and 9-5 in those 2 games, going 2-2. But there's not a whole lot of pitchers that are unavailable for Post 15. Sawyer Mintz and Doyle are the 2 guys that are not available to throw for this Post 15 squad going into this doubleheader, and they will not play again until later on in the week, or until the weekend. So they're kind of in the same boat as Pierre. As anybody that's available, there's all but 2 guys, can throw as much as they need to because they're not worried about losing guys for the next game. Post State's next game is on Sunday. They will play Box Elder, and after today, between Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, there's your 4 days of rest, and everybody will be available again on Sunday, regardless of how many pitches are thrown here in this doubleheader. You're listening to KCCR Pierre Riverfront Broadcasting Station as we are set to go for this doubleheader. Dylan Rippentrop will lead things off as Miles Doyle is ready to fire the first pitch. It'll be taken for strike one, and we're underway at 3:01 here this afternoon. Beautiful day for a doubleheader of baseball as we are right around the 80-degree mark, 78 degrees here in Pierre. 0-1 pitches on the outside corner and taken for a strike, and the count's 0-2. Feeling like it's 79 degrees overall, but 78's here in Pierre with light winds as the 0-2 will miss high and outside. And the count is 1-2 here to Rippentrop. Winds out of the west at 12 miles an hour, so not a whole lot of movement on that flag. As a 1-2 pitch is fouled away to the right side, and the count remains at a ball on 2 strikes. Dylan Rippentrop, 385 batting average coming in. Just one double of his of all of his 20 hits, just one double, 11 runs driven in. The 1-2 will miss low, and the count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. On base percentage at .542 as a leadoff guy. That's kind of what you want to see is over half the times that he comes to the plate, he's reaching base. As Doyle delivers the 2-2 pitch. That'll miss low, and the count's now 3-2. And for Miles Doyle, that first pitch strike percentage at a 61.22%, which is the highest on the team. As the 3-2 is flown out towards left center field, that's going to get down for a base hit, and the leadoff man will get us started with a single for Rippentrop, and there's one on and nobody out to bring up Tate Schaefer. Team batting average at .347 for Sioux Falls East. And again, they've won 8 straight South Dakota games to be at 11-3 on the season. And now as Tate Schaefer comes to the plate, .392 batting average. He does have a home run, 19 runs driven in. First pitch is over for strike one to Schaefer. And this is, there's a few guys that have graduated from last year's squad, but there's a lot that return from most of this lineup. There's a lot that are still there from last year's East team in the last couple of years, where East has been one of the top teams in the state as the count's now 1-1. They're one of the 3 teams that got to the final day last year in the state tournaments, along with Harrisburg Gold, who won the championship, and Brookings. This will be popped up on the shallow center field. Dawson Getz will go back to make the catch. And there's one down as he made that behind the second base bag. And it brings up Colin Lunder as the catcher. Around the horn defensively for Post State, Sudden Sunshine is out and left. George Stallion center, Charlie Simpson in right. Grayson Hunsley will be at third. Dawson Getz at short. Carter Schuffelbein at second. And first, J.J. Buckles and Nolan Peterson behind the plate for Post State. That first pitch is outside edge for a strike, and the count's 0-1 here to Colin Lunders. And for Lunders, a .354 batting average, pickoff attempt, and diving back in safely. As the runner at first and Rippentrop at the base hit that got us going. .354 batting average, does have 5 doubles, 3 triples, 2 home runs, 30 runs driven in, which is a team high. This will be popped up as the runner started to maybe take off for a second, but that'll be flown out right to George Staley, who moved over to his right, and there's now 2 down here in the top of the first. And we'll bring up now the cleanup man in Sawyer Mintz. And for Sawyer Mintz, a .419 batting average, 20 runs driven in. Up and down, the first 4 guys are tough outs to get, but Miles Doyle's been able to settle in after that leadoff single. And retire the last 2 on pop-outs, and we'll try and get the last one of this first inning, as that one will be on the outside edge for a strike, and the count's 0-1. 3 doubles, 3 triples. And again, 20 runs driven in for Sawyer Mintz, the cleanup man. Runner takes off for second to throw to second. The tag is not going to be applied in time. The count is 0-2, but a stolen base for Rippentrop that moves him into scoring position. An 0-2 count here with 2 outs. And we'll see if the Eights can keep this a scoreless game here in the top of the first. The 0-2. That one just missing low. And the count's now 1-2. That's a good spot to miss if you're Miles Doyle. Here's the 1-2. That one is missing low and away, and the count's now 2-2. Batters and runners in score position. The hitters are .333 against Miles Doyle so far this season. The 2-2 pitch. There's a ground ball, fielded by Getz over at short. His throw to first, and after the leadoff single, the Eights are able to get out of it without any damage. The next 3 retired in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 man left on base. After half an inning, no score between Pierre and Sioux Falls East. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Comtech, your local technology solutions provider, is now located on the truck bypass. With great brands like Bose, Sonos, LG, Samsung, Lenovo, and so much more. Stop in to see their new showroom for everything in stock for your personal or business needs. Comtech provides professional installation and service after the sale. Comtech is your local technology store, located now on the truck bypass, or visit us on the web at comtechplus.com.
As community bankers, BankWest employees are deeply committed to supporting local causes, growing the local economy, and creating local opportunities. At a time when you can bank anywhere, we hope you choose BankWest. We'll be your financial partner for the long haul, helping you and your community achieve financial success. BankWest. Convenient, connected, committed. Member FDIC.
Back here at Hyatt Stadium as we head to the bottom of the first inning. No score between Pierre and Sioux Falls East. As the Eights, their batting lineup looks like this. Nolan Peterson is leading things off. He's the catcher. Sutton Sunshine, the left fielder, bats second. Carter Shufflebein, the second baseman in the 3-hole. Grayson Hunsley, the cleanup man, playing third base. Charlie Simpson will bat fifth and play right field. Dawson Getz is hitting sixth. He's a shortstop. George Staley, the center fielder, bats seventh. J.J. Buckles batting eighth. He's the first baseman. And Cooper Twilliger, the DH, batting ninth for Post State. And they will go against Caden Watson, who is making his fifth start of the season and sixth appearance overall. He is 1-1 so far with 26 hits, 16 runs, 11 of them earned, 11 walks, 28 strikeouts. And it'll be a 3.39 ERA and a 1.63 whip for Caden Watson, as Nolan Peterson will step to the plate to lead things off here in the bottom of the first for Post States. Watson works from the stretch without anybody on base, and the first pitch will miss low for ball one. Nolan Peterson coming in, .354 batting average, which is technical third on the team with qualified at-bats, as that'll miss low and away, and the count's now 2-0. I say that Trevor Rounds at .571, but only had 7 at-bats. Sutton Sunshine, who is batting second, he's got the team lead, as that one's over for a strike. The count's now 2-1. And there is 1 percentage point difference between Shufflebein and Peterson, so basically they're tied for second on the team, with Shufflebein at .355 and Peterson at .354. As that one will miss low, and the count's now at 3-1 here to Peterson. On-base percentage at .449. The Eights maybe want to get that on-base percentage a little bit higher than at that .382. There's a line shot towards right field, sinking, but caught by the right fielder and Perry. And the leadoff man retired here in the bottom of the first. And it will bring up Sutton Sunshine. Dylan Rippentrop is out at left. Ryan Hirsch in center. Cooper Perry, the right fielder. Tate Schaefer, the third baseman. Sawyer Toke, the shortstop. Chase DuBois, the second baseman. Sawyer Myth at first. Charlie Lunders, Colin Lunders behind the plate. And Caden Watson is at the on the mound as he delivers strike one to Sutton Sunshine, the left fielder. Sunshine went 1 for 7 in total of the doubleheader against Aberdeen, as he'll be able to hold back and not swing on the 0-1 curveball that missed the dirt, and the count's 1-1. But he still has a .391 batting average overall, 14 runs driven in, which are both team highs. Here's a swing and a miss, and the count's now 1-2. Does have 3 doubles, which is second on the team behind Charlie Simpson. Here's the 1-2 to Sun and Shine. They'll pop this one up foul. It'll be on the right side. In play potentially for the first baseman. It'll land on top of the first base dugout as Mintz made his way all the way over as far as he could before that ball eventually went out of play and ended up falling on top of the dugout for a high strike, and the count's now 1-2. A 1-2 pitch. Another good curveball and another good take there from Sunshine as he didn't lunge for it. And it fell off the plate for ball 2, and the count's now 2-2. 2-2 pitch, a fastball at the knees, taken for strike 3, and Lunders might have helped with the reception of that ball as there's now 2 down. And at 2 strikes, it's going to be close to take right there, but Lunders was able to really kind of sell that and pull his glove up, but well, he did it in a way that was able to kind of, I don't want to say deceive the umpire, but what they teach you behind the plate is trying to make everything look like a strike as the first pitch is over for strike 1 to Scheffelbein. And Sun and Shine goes down on strikes, and there's 2 quickly down here in the bottom of the first inning. That 0-1 will miss away, and the count is even at a ball and a strike here to Scheffelbein. 355 batting average, has driven in 9 runs. Still looking for that first extra base hit of the season for Scheffelbein. The curveball drops in there for strike 2. And the count's now 1-2 here to Scheffelbein. And that number 3 spot, it's hard to see fastballs. You're going to see a lot of off speed in that 3rd spot. There's a ground ball to the right side. That'll be fielded by the second baseman, Du Bois. The throw to first will be in time. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Watson here in the first. No score at the end of 1 between Pierre and East. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Nystrom Electrical Contracting in Pierre has been providing professional sales, service, and installation since 1977. Whether you're starting from scratch, new construction, or you're upgrading your current system at your home, farm, or office, give the professionals at Nystrom Electrical Contracting a call. They've got a lot of bright ideas. Call Nystrom's today to schedule a free computer-generated estimate. The number is 224-8750, or visit their website at nystromelectric.com.
Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping wants to make it easy for you to get that lush green lawn and that yard haven that you've been dreaming of. Visit dakotasprinkler.com to make appointments for sprinkler system spring startup, service calls, fall winterization, and landscaping quotes. Trust Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping's professionals to get you through the planning and installation to make your landscaping needs a reality. Visit dakotasprinkler.com today.
It is the top of the second. No score on the American Family Insurance Brittany Scheffelbein scoreboard, as it will be 5, 6, and 7. Sawyer Tolk, Ryan Hirsch, and Ethan Olson. Anybody reaching base, Cooper Perry here for Sioux Falls East in the top of the second. Leadoff single for Rippentrop for East, and that is the only base runner we've had between the 2 teams, as it was 3 straight retired of Schaefer, Lunders, and Mintz, and then 3 up and 3 down for Pierre in the bottom of the first inning. First pitch will miss outside for ball 1 to Sawyer Tolk. 333 batting average for Tolk. He's got 4 doubles and 12 runs driven in. The 1-0 will miss outside. The count goes to now 2-0. This is a team with 5 home runs, 9 triples, 33 doubles, 47 extra base hits, as that one's over for a strike. And the count's 2-1 of the 252 hits in total. 347 batting average, as they're closing in on 1,000 plate appearances in total as a team. They're post 8 at 688 coming into this contest. Counts 3-1 here to Tolk. The 3-1 pitch will miss for ball 4, and it will be a walk issued. And the first base runner is on again in the first 2 innings for Sioux Falls East. And I'll bring up Ryan Hirsch, the center fielder. 311 batting average, 2 doubles, a triple, and 19 runs driven in. A lot of these guys, they're having multiple guys get in that 20-plus RBI spot as the first pitch is on the inside corner for a strike, and the count's now 0-1. Sun peeking out here at Hyde Stadium. Somewhat of a cloudy day here, but overall that sun out as the count's now 1-1. And the rain came through, and the airport had basically 90 hundredths of rain, and there's a lot of places that had over an inch, and even a couple places just north of town that ended up with 2 inches of rain. This will be popped up on the infield. It'll be Miles Doyle that will call for it coming off the mound. Oh, nope, it's going to be a catcher's interference against Nolan Peterson. So it's first and second here with nobody out instead of having a man on first with 1 out. That's a tough break for Post State. And it brings up Ethan Olson.
Batting center, the designated hitter, number 9, Ethan Olson.
So a catcher's interference makes it first and second. Nobody out here in the top of the second. They show bunt and missing from Olson. The count's 0-1 as the DH comes in as he is, for Ethan Olson, is hitting .519, 14 for 27. Does have a triple and 9 runs driven in. As they'll bunt that one, but bunt it foul, and the count's now 0-2. So again, it's technical error for the catcher on the catcher's interference, but it does not go down as an official at bats for Ryan Hirsch. As the 0-2 pitch is upstairs, and the count's now 1-2. So while Hirsch is on at first and does not get the base hit, he doesn't get discredited with a putout. As Doyle will step off and make sure that nobody gets too big of a lead with a runner on second here, first and second with nobody out. Ground ball can still help things out here in this second inning, but things got a lot dicier quickly here in this second inning. 1-2 pitch, there's a ground ball, but it's going to be a slow roller that Getz will field from the infield grass. He'll throw to first to retire the man, but everybody will move up 90 feet, and that was the only play was to first from Getz, and there's now 1 down here in the top of the second, and it's second and third for Cooper Perry. Perry at .245 batting average, 8 runs driven in. He's got 2 big ones standing at second and third here with less than 2 outs. First pitch, he swings and misses. He wasn't looking for a 2-0 game. He was looking for a 3-0 game with that first swing. Corners are in here for Post State. Middle stays back with 1 out and 2 on. 0-1. This will be popped foul on the right side, out of play, and the count is now 0-2. And if you're Miles Doyle, you're looking for a strikeout pitch. Get that second out and give yourself a chance to record it out anywhere after that to get out of the inning. 0-2 pitch. Popped up right side. Going to be a long run for everybody. Buckles will race after it, but he will run out of room, and that one hit the top of the concrete and out of play. And the count is still at 0-2. That was a good swing there by Perry. He obviously was well out in front of it when he put his foot down, but he was able to stay with it and spoil it. Anything close, just trying to keep the at-bat alive if you're Perry. But again, with an 0-2 count, Doyle looking for a big strikeout pitch. 0-2. There's a line shot, but that's foul again, out of play. Third straight foul ball that gets out of play, and the count remains at no balls and 2 strikes. We talked about the rain that came through that put a little bit of a question mark on if we'd be able to get to play or at least play on time, as the 0-2 pitch will bounce in, blocked by Peterson. The count goes to now 1-2. And the city crew was out working throughout most of the day to ensure we got started on time and were able to play this doubleheader. 1-2 pitch. Here's a ground ball that will get the run home, and then it took a high hop over Dawson, gets it into left center field, and it will drive in both runs. Stalley doesn't play cleanly off the bounce, And running into second with a 2 RBI double will be Cooper Perry. And it's a 2-0 lead for Sioux Falls East. Thought about, and that's talking with Coach Iverson, talking about how maybe soft the infield was, that we weren't going to see too many bad hops or too many high hops. But that one took a really high hop over the head of Dawson Getz. It went from being a routine ground ball to bouncing over his head, driving in both runs. And a 2 RBI double that makes it a 2-0 lead here for Sioux Falls East with 1 out, as Chase Du Bois will step to the plate as the first pitch will be upstairs for ball 1. What a difference walks and errors make as the pitch is fouled out of play. If you take away the error, that ends up being probably just a base hit that makes it first and second. Might even end the inning too, because Getz maybe stays back a little bit more on it, on that ground ball. But you at least had that second out, or that no runs had scored to that point. As it counts now 2-1 here to Chase Du Bois, the second baseman. This will be skied out towards center field. George Stalley trying to deke out the runner at second to see if he can tag early, as he acted like he had pulled it in about 2 seconds before the ball even got to him. And there's now 2 down, and it will bring up the top of the order. And I'll bring up Dylan Rippentrop. It's not a bad idea from Stalley to see just if the runner was going to tag or not, and get him off base and then have to force him to go back to second. Or the fact that you got a chance to double him off, as Rippentrop, who has the only other base hit for post 15 right now, singled the lead off the top of the first inning as he takes strike 1. Can make it a 3-0 ball game here in the top of the second. That one will bounce in, and Pearson was able to get a glove on it, and the count goes to now 1-1. At second is Cooper Perry. The 1-1. That'll bounce in again. Peterson was able to get the glove in front and knock it down. The count's now 2-1. Here's a 2-1 from Doyle. That'll get to the backstop, and it will be a wild pitch that moves the runner up to third. And the count goes now 3 balls and a strike. And now a base hit for sure scores the run to make it 3-0. On deck, Tate Schaefer, who popped out of the shortstop, gets in his first at-bat. But first, a 3-1. Swinging a fly ball to right field. Charlie Simpson will barely move it to his left to make the catch and retire the side here in the top of the second. 2-run score on 1 hit in the inning. There was an error and 1 man left on base. We head to the bottom of the second, a 2-0 lead for Sioux Falls East over Pierre. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
With any dream, the wind won't always be at your back. The sun won't always be shining, and some rain is going to fall. American Family Insurance is like a good, solid roof that you can trust to protect your biggest dreams. With plans that could save you up to 23% when you bundle your home and auto. Also, you can continue to dream fearlessly, no matter what comes your way. American Family Insurance.
Visit mfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company assigned its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Contact the Brittany Scheffelbein Agency, LLC, 224-6627.
Looking for your next new or used car, truck, or SUV? Then go no further than the comfort of your own home. Shop online at lambmotor.com. On lambmotor.com, you'll find the vehicles Lambs has in stock. You can schedule a test drive or your vehicle's next tune-up, all online. New or used, shop for it all online, anywhere you are. Lamb Motor has the right vehicle for you. Lamb Motor in Oneida and online, lambmotor.com.
Bottom of the second, it is a 2-0 lead on the American Family Insurance Brittany Scheffelbein scoreboard. And it will be 4, 5, and 6 here for Pierre Post State. Grayson Hunsley, Charlie Simpson, and Dawson Getz. Anybody reaches base, George Stalley will come to the plate, as Watson was able to get a 1-2-3 inning in that first.
For Pierre post in the second inning.
As it's 2 runs, 2 hits, and no errors. No runs, no hits, and an error for Post States. So Grayson Hunsley to the plate as he is hitting .246, 3 doubles, 9 runs driven in. Really has come on strong as of late. Had some very good at-bats, even if they haven't resulted in base hits, as the first pitch will miss low for ball 1. One of the seniors that could play again as a super senior. As that one will bounce in, the count's now 2-0. I believe one of 4 guys on the roster of the 5 seniors in total that can come back as a super senior and play again next year if they so choose. This will be fouled back. That one went off the catcher in Lunders, and that did not feel too good. The count's now 2-1. And home plate umpire Matt Clark will make his way out and give the catcher and Lunders a little bit of time. Brandon Sarda, the first base umpire, Matt Clark, the home plate umpires. If you're watching on YouTube at KCCR Sports, they are wearing the colors, red, white, and blue today. As they are in the 4th of July spirit. Get those 4th of July games, and potentially even on a Sunday that they would maybe do the same thing. But a couple days before the 4th of July, they're wearing the American flag outfits. There's a line shot to left field. Rippentrop will stay with it, and the leadoff man is retired. As Hunsley put a good jolt to it, but it was right to Rippentrop. We'll bring up Charlie Simpson, the right fielder. .231 batting average for Simpson. He's got 6 doubles, which leads the team. Does have a home run, 10 runs driven in. One of 4 guys on this team with 10-plus RBIs. There'll be a couple more that will join that double-digit RBI ranks before we're hopefully done today, but also probably over the next 2 doubleheaders. There's 2 different guys with 9 runs driven in each. That'll bounce into Simpson. The count's now 2-0. Simpson had a 2-run shot last Tuesday in Watertown and a 2-run double as well. Here's the 2-0. There's a ground ball to the shortstop. Takes a nice hop to Sawyer Tulk. Only Dawson Getz could have got that kind of hop to him in that second inning. And that will be the second out as Tulk has no problem retiring Simpson. And there's 2 down to bring up now Dawson Getz, the shortstop. 306 average so far, a triple and a home run, 11 runs driven in for Dawson Getz. Another guy that has really seen the ball well as of late, really since that home run in Harrisburg, the first game of the Dakota Classic. We've seen Getz really put good swings and pick up a lot of base hits for Post State. The 1-0 pitch will be upstairs, and the count's now 2-0. As the 2-0 pitch comes into Dawson Getz, that'll come inside, and the count's now 3-0. You want to look at what Getz's numbers are in that time. He's hitting .444 since that first game against Fort Calhoun in the Dakota Classic, as it's over for a strike. The count's now 3-1, which includes 12 hits, a triple, a home run, 7 runs driven in. So, which is the team best in that span, as it counts now 3-2. Nolan Peterson also hitting .400 since the start of the Dakota Classic as well. But a 3-2 count now here to Dawson Getz with 2 outs here in the bottom of the second with nobody on, trying to avoid a second straight 1-2-3 inning. 3-2 pitch, a ground ball that is going to be fielded though by the third baseman and Schaefer. And it is going to be 2 1-2-3 innings for Caden Watson in the first 2 innings. It is a 2-0 lead for Sioux Falls East over Pierre at the end of 2. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
No one likes to have electrical problems, but when they happen, call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. With over 28 years of experience, Todd's Electric can handle any type of electrical problem, whether it's residential, commercial, or agricultural. Their knowledgeable staff knows and understands the importance of your home, business, or ag facility and are prepared to help. Call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. That's 223-2518. Todd's Electric, serving the Pierre and Fort Pierre areas. The line to power.
Financial investments are very important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. Your Pierre area Edward Jones financial advisors understand this. That's why Edward Jones is a proud sponsor of Governor Athletics on KCCR. Go Govs! For all your investment needs, call or stop by one of our offices to visit with your Pierre area Edward Jones financial advisor. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
It is the top of the third, a 2-0 lead for Sioux Falls East over Post 8 on the American Family Insurance Brittany Schuffelbein scoreboard. 2, 3, and 4 here in this top of the third inning. Tate Schaefer, Colin Lunders, and Sawyer Mint. Schaefer, Mint, Lunders, and Mint all went 0 for 1 in that top of the first inning after that leadoff single. First pitch will come in and hit the helmet of Schaefer, so the leadoff man is on base to kick things off here in the third. As he'll make the slow jog down to first base. And it will bring up Colin Lunders. Lunders is 0 for 1 with a fly out to center. Doyle will be looking for a ground ball here. Leadoff man's been on base all 3 times. Here's the ground ball, but that one took a weird hop to Grayson Hunsley at third as well. That's a tough play for Hunsley, who had read that right, and then that ball hit something up the third base line. And it ended up being, and I think we'll probably have to give a base hit to Lunders, although I think Miles Doyle would probably not like it to be that way, but overall, I think we're going to actually have they're going to have a courtesy runner, so they are going to play with a courtesy runner today. But it will be Christensen that will be the courtesy runner. Being able to sit up here and look straight down the third base line, it's a tough play for Grayson Hunsley to make, not because of really how hard the ball was hit, but because of what it hits going up the line. As there's a line shot into left field, sinking, but caught by Sunshine. It's throw back to second. Will not be in time to get the lead runner for a double play, but there is one down. As Mint is retired, it'll bring up Sawyer Tolk.
Number 11, Sawyer Tolk.
So here's Sawyer Tolk, who walked in the lead off the second. Ended up coming to score in the 2 RBI double from Cooper Perry. Here's the first pitch. That one is upstairs for ball 1. If that ball doesn't bounce like it does and doesn't bounce as far as it did, Hunsley probably stays with it, or if he doesn't, then it's a different story. But the hop that it took was not a favorable one for anybody to try and make a play. What could have turned into a double play, or at least getting that runner out at second. It was a real tough play to try and make. Counts 2-0. Here to Sawyer Tolk. 2-0 pitch will be at the outside corner for a strike. The count's now 2-1. Tolk and then Hirsch. He might reach his base of those next 2 would be Ethan Olson. But a ground ball can quickly get you out of this inning as well. 2-1 pitch will be inside. The count's now 3-1 here to Tolk. One of those 2 runs being unearned against Miles Doyle in that second inning. Now we got time called. As Tolk will step out and reset. Doyle quickly comes set. And the 3-1 pitch. This will be popped up on the right side. Schuffelbein going out. Simpson coming in. They will run into each other. The catch will be made by Shufflebine. And there's now 2 down. The runner will move from second to third. And they made the play to get the second out, but a collision, everybody gets back up relatively quick. And there's now 2 down with the runners at first and third. Shufflebine was the one that did come up with the catch. But one where hard to know exactly what was said between the two, but that one's got to be Charlie Simpson's ball as long as he can get to it and as long as he was calling for it. Obviously, that's one of the dugout that Coach Iverson will probably have a conversation with both of them and try and figure out exactly what would happen. Runner's taking off with a pitch. It'll be out to his left center field and down for a base hit. One run will come in to score. Staley will fire it into short. And it's now a 3-0 lead. That miscommunication allowing the runner to attack from second to third is moot at this point, and that runner would have come in to score anyway. And it's now first and third again. And a 3-0 lead for Sioux Falls East. An RBI single for Hirsch. And it brings up Ethan Olson. First pitch to Olson will miss low and away for ball one. Olson ground out of the shortstop gets in that second inning. Trying to avoid this being a bigger inning. Pickoff attempt and diving back in without a tag. Is Hirsch over at first base. Here's the 1-0. Swing and a miss. Runner takes off late and will steal second. And it's now a 1-1 count. That was a late steal, a designed late steal. Hirsch really, he took off like it would be a softball type steal where the pitch came through and went across the plate before they took off. 1-1 pitch will miss low, and the count's now 2-1 here to Hirsch. Make that to Olson. Base hit can make this a handful lead here for East in the top of the third. 2-1. Here's a ground ball. Getz will wait on it. He'll field it short. His throw to first will retire the side, and damage is held to a minimum. 1 run scores on 2 hits in the inning. There are no errors and 2 men left on base. After 2.5 innings, it is a 3-0 lead for East over Pierre. Back in a minute here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Hey you. Are you at a job that is fulfilling, has good benefits to support you or a family today, and retirement goes down the road? If you just said no, listen up. CHS River Plains is hiring operations personnel, drivers, and custom applicators at several locations. These come with a knockout affordable benefit package for you and the whole family. Apply to a job with CHS River Plains and up your benefits straight up. To apply, visit us online at chsriverplains.com or stop in at one of our locations. CHS is an equal opportunity employer.
Wagner Auto Company is your complete transportation headquarters. Now is the time to order your new Buick, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram vehicles, plus a good selection of quality pre-owned and certified pre-owned vehicles. They'll take care of you after the sale with a full-service parts and auto body shop with trained technicians, along with a friendly financing team that'll work with you to find the best deal and one that'll fit your budget. Wagner Auto is your local full-service family-owned dealership for over 115 years. WagnerAuto.com. That's WagnerAuto.com.
It is the bottom of the third and a 3-0 lead for Sioux Falls East over Pierre. It'll be 7, 8, 9 for the Eights trying to get their first base runner. George Staley, J.J. Buckles, and Cooper Twilliger will be the first 3 hitters in this bottom of the third inning. Anybody reaches base, it'll go to Nolan Peterson. 6 up and 6 down so far for Caden Watson, as he'll deliver the first pitch. And taking high for ball one here to open up the bottom of the third inning. We'll see if the Eights can get some guys on the base pass, as that one will stay upstairs and the count's now 2-0. It's a man that has been has been clean, but relatively easy pitching so far. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Stallion with a ground ball to the right side, but that will be gobbled up by the second baseman, Du Bois, and a 4th ground out in 7 guys retired. And the leadoff man is gone here to open up the bottom of the third, and it will bring up the number 8 hitter in J.J. Buckles. So 29 pitches so far. Make that, well, I guess in total be 31 pitches for Caden Watson, with one out here in the bottom of the third. First pitch will miss inside. 4-ball, 1-2 Buckles. And only just one strikeout so far for Watson. 57 pitches for Miles Doyle. Here's a line shot, and that'll get up the middle. That's through for a base hit, and the Eights will have their first base runner as Buckles will reach. And there's one on and one out here in the bottom of the third, and it will bring up Cooper Twilliger, the DH, who is presumably the starter for game number 2. Twilliger hitting 280 so far. He's still looking for his first extra base hit. Has driven in 2 runs. Hitting 222 with runners in scoring position. First pitch to him, a ground ball. This will be fielded by the shortstop, though. A flip to second for one. To first, it is going to be scooped up and out. And an inning-ending double play. As quickly as the Eights got their first base runner, it's quickly gone in a 6-4-3 double play to take care of the inning. No runs, a hit, no errors, and no one left on base. After 3 innings, it is a 3-0 lead for Sioux Falls East over Pierre. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Yag Air Incorporated is your locally owned ag chemical and seed retailer. Yag Air Incorporated offers reliable ground and aerial application. For the latest seed and chemical pricing, contact Kyle at 605-280-8710 or Tony at 605-280-4771. Yag Air for all your ag chemical and seed needs. Kyle 605-280-8710 or Tony 605-280-4771.
Sometimes you get a piece of it and the ball sails over the fence. Other times, despite your best efforts, you strike out. I'm not just talking about the game, I mean your day. This is Pastor Sam of Faith Lutheran Church. Whether today feels like a home run or a strikeout, I encourage you to join us for worship. We celebrate when God gives us a wonderful day. We provide support and encouragement when that third strike comes. Come join us for encouraging and uplifting worship at Faith Lutheran Church.
As we welcome you back here, it is the top of the 4th inning and a 3-0 lead in Post State without a score right now. 3-0 on the American Family Insurance at Brittany Schuffelbein scoreboard. 8-9-1 here for Post 15. Cooper Perry, Chase Du Bois, and Dylan Rippentrop. Anybody reaches base, it'll be Tate Schaefer that will come to the plate here in the top of the 4th. Doyle, 57 pitches through 3 innings. 3-0 lead for Sioux Falls East right now, as the first pitch will miss low for ball 1. Leadoff man has been on base all 3 times, and 2 of the 3 have come in to score for Sioux Falls East so far. That might be the key in these next couple innings, in the latter half of these innings, is making sure that leadoff guy gets out. As it counts 1-1 on a swing and miss and a pitch in the dirt from Cooper Perry, the right fielder. 1-1 will come in. That one will bounce off of Peterson's glove, also off the home plate umpire. And the count's now 2-1. And if the season had ended today, this would be the playoff matchup. We would not be here in Pierre, though. We would be in Sioux Falls, as East would be hosting the Eights, as that one will miss low, and the count's 3-1. Now, the interesting thing that has taken place so far today, and there's still another game to be played, as a 3-1 will be outside, and it is a leadoff walk issued to Perry. Second time that he has been on base in all 4 innings the leadoff man has been on for Sioux Falls East. And it brings up Chase Du Bois, followed by Dylan Rippentrop. 9-1 now here for Sioux Falls East. But Boxelder, who is 4-6 against a Brandon Valley team right now at 2-3. Boxelder won 3-1 in game number 1. So the Brandon Valley post 131 falls to 2-4 in South Dakota games. Boxelder up to 5-6. You'd expect Brandon Valley to win quite a bit more games, so that really helps Boxelder when the season comes to an end, as there's a ground ball that'll be foul. Coach Hughes had none of it, and then actually worked out in his favor, too, as it grounded all the way through and went out of play, went through the little hole down the third base side of Hyde Stadium. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Here's a ground ball to the left side. It'll be fielded in the hole by Getz. He will stop and throw, but he couldn't get his full footing, and the throw will be late in an infield single for Chase Du Bois, and it's now first and second with nobody out, and it will bring up the top of the order in Dylan Rippentrop.
Left fielder, number 4, Dylan Rippentrop.
Brandon Valley, who is sitting at the number 9 spot right now. That's obviously one that it doesn't necessarily hurt too bad. But if they were trying to climb the ladder to get into the top 7 as the first pitch is over for strike 1, Rippentrop was showing butt and pulled it back. If you're trying to get in the top 7 or technically top 8 if Brookings gets into the top 8 as well, that one does hurt because Box Elder will probably stay around the 500 mark. There's a pop-up on the bunt. Rippentrop is going to be caught by J.J. Buckles, and a outmade and no sacrifice for Rippentrop. It's a big first out for Post State.
The third baseman, number 3,
And for J.J. Buckles, reading that well, coming in and making the catch, ensuring that runner has to head back to second and keep everybody at first and second, as now Tate Schaefer comes to the plate. Keeps the double play in order as well as the first pitch is over for strike 1. The Eights last Wednesday got a doubleheader sweep of Spearfish, 11-1 and 11-0. Been a little bit different in this first game of this doubleheader, where everybody in the order got a base hit in the first in that first game, in that 11-1 win. J.J. Buckles, the only guy that reached base with a base hit in the first time through the order here in this game, but then was also retired on a double play the next pitch. This will be flown out towards left center field. Long run for everybody. Stalley gets over, dives, and makes the catch. What a grab by George Stalley out in left center field. A diving grab robs a base hit and potential RBIs away from Tate Schaefer. And there's 2 down. And it looked like even Stalley didn't have the best read on it right away. It looked like he had bounced to his left and then had to take back off to his right. And a huge diving catch in the gap saves at least a run and potentially could keep this inning a 0 as the first pitch will be low outside for ball 1 to Colin Lunders. They will check, but no swing, says base umpire Brandon Sardit. 1-0 the count. First, 1 for 2, first and second, but 1 for 2 is Lunders as he counts now 2-0. Singled back in that third inning. End up helping score that run in the third. This will be fouled out of play as he was well behind the fastball from Doyle. 2-1 count. I don't know if he was... don't think he was sitting fastball as late as he was on that swing. I think he was more trying to sit thinking he was going to get a 2-0 breaking ball in the zone. 2-1 pitch. This will be fouled off of Lunders at the plate, and the count is now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. So here in the top of the fourth, we've got Deuces Wild, 2 on and 2 out. And a 2-2 pitch upcoming here to Lunders. See if Doyle can get his first strikeout. The 2-2. That is upstairs, and the count goes full now 3-2. Base runners will get a head start at first and second. So now anything plays well away from the outfielders could potentially score both runs. 3-2 pitch. That'll miss low for ball 4, and the bases are now loaded. And it will bring up the cleanup hitter, and Sawyer Mint to his 0 for 2. So this becomes one of the biggest at-bats of this ball game. 3-0 lead for Sioux Falls East, and the bases are loaded here with 2 outs. A hit can open things up in favor of Sioux Falls East. An out of any kind, anywhere, doesn't have to be a huge momentum grabbing out of a diving play or a great defensive play, just any out in general. Starts to maybe swing the pendulum back to the momentum of the side of Post 8 as the first pitch will miss low and outside for ball 1. This could be a game-defining at-bat for both these teams. Here's the 1-0. This will be popped foul. That'll get out of play, and the count is now even at a ball and a strike. So far, Mint grounded out to the shortstop Getz and then flew out to the left fielder Sonnenschein, and his 2 at-bats being 0 for 2. Here's the 1-1. That one is on the outside corner for a strike, and the count's now 1-2. See if Doyle can put away Sawyer Mint to get out of this inning. 1-2 pitch. That's upstairs, and the count's now 2 balls and 2 strikes. 3 walks and a hit batter so far for Miles Doyle. No strikeouts as of yet. And there is that first strikeout. A swing and a miss by Mintz. And it retires the side here in the top of the 4th. No runs, a hit, no errors, and 3 men left on base. We head to the bottom of the 4th, a 3-0 lead for Sioux Falls East over Pierre. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Look, it's no secret that owning a vehicle can cause a lot of stress, and they get a lot of wear and tear on them through the extreme seasons we've grown to love. Graham Tire wants you to know that you can trust them with any problem that you have with your vehicle. Their ASE certified mechanics can make your AC cool again, or even just change your oil. They can look into and fix those noises that seem to come from nowhere and have you stressed out. Bring your car to Graham Tire so they can put your mind at ease. Graham Tire, your tire store next door.
Turn your 4th of July party into a neon glow party. Pyro City has brought in a vivid variety of neon fireworks, like neon double artillery shells, neon jellyfish 500-gram heavy cakes, neon lights, the 500-gram fountain, and they even have neon bottle rockets, Roman candles, and sparklers. Whatever your favorite firework is, they probably have it in neon. Black Cat Pyro City Fireworks, bigger bangs, neon colors, and the world's largest distributor, Black Cat Pyro City Fireworks. Take I-90, exit 263 in Chamberlain, next to Taco John's.
As we welcome you back here, it is a 3-0 lead for Sioux Falls East over Pierre. As it'll be the top of the order, Nolan Peterson, Sutton Sunshine, and Carter Shufflebine. Anybody reaches base, it'll go to Grayson Hunsley. The Eights do have a base runner, but they have not left anybody on base. J.J. Buckles with a 1-out single, and the very next pitch ended up being a 6-4-3 double play that ended the inning. So through 3 innings, it has been the minimum faced by Watson, as the first pitch is over for a strike 1 to Nolan Peterson. He flew out to the right fielder in Perry in his first at-bats. That led off the bottom of the first inning, and see if the Eights now can get something going here in the bottom of the 4th, down by 3. That 0-1 pitch will miss low, and the count's even at a ball and a strike. Between Peterson, Sunshine, and Shufflebine. See if any of these 3 guys, or if all 3 of these guys can get something going. That'll be outside. The count's 2-1. Just 2 strikeouts between the 2 teams. Sunshine, who is on deck, he struck out looking, and then Sawyer Mint struck out the bases loaded to end that 4th inning. That'll miss low and away. The count's 3-1 now here to Peterson. So looking for a chance to get the leadoff man on base to start this inning here for Post 8. 3-1 pitch. That'll be on the inside edge for a strike, and the count's full now at 3-2. Watson will get the sign from the stretch delivers. Fouled back out of play by Peterson. The count remains at 3-2.
Foul ball to be returned to the concession stand for $1. Sponsored by Hawaii Glass and the Lawn Chair Game.
3-2 pitch again. There's a line shot into center field, but it will be right to the center fielder in Hirsch, and the leadoff man will be retired as Peterson hit on the nose, but it hung up enough for Hirsch to make the play, and there's 1 down. And it'll bring up Sutton Sunshine, who is 0 for 1. He struck out looking back in the bottom of the 1st inning. The first pitch to him, that'll be above his head. Almost came back across, come across the plate, but stayed high and inside. And the count's 1-0 to the Eights left fielder. That'll come high and inside again. The count's now 2-0, but that was a fastball instead of the breaking ball. And a 2-0 count here to Sun and Shine. The 2-0 pitch, that'll be also high, and now another 3-ball count. It was 3-1 to Peterson, now 3-0 here to Sunshine. And a few times, really the only few times that Watson's been behind a hitter, as that one's over for a strike, and the count's now 3-1. Outside, maybe getting to another 3-ball count. He really hasn't been behind many hitters. 3-1 pitch, that one's over for a strike, and the count's now 3-2. So from 3-0, Watson wasn't going to give in and allow Sun and Shine to reach base as it counts now 3-2. Payoff pitch comes inside, and there'll be a walk. So first walk issued in the ball game by the pitcher in Watson, and there is 1 on and 1 out here in the bottom of the fourth. And it brings up Carter Schuffelbein. Schuffelbein 0 for 1, ground out to the second baseman, his counterpart in Du Bois in his first at-bat. We'll see what Coach Iverson wants to do here with a runner on at first and 1 out. Pickoff attempt, and without a tag, back in safely is Sun and Shine. 3 runs, 5 hits, and no errors for Sioux Falls East. No runs, a hit, and an error for Post 8. That one will get to the backstop off the glove. That's going to be a pass ball. Lunders just didn't catch it cleanly. And so Post 8 will have a runner in scoring position here. And it's a 1-0 count here to Schuffelbein. See if we get a base hit and drive in that game's first run. 1-0 pitch is over first strike, and the count's 1-1. So barring being doubled off, looking like the Eights will get away from Watson facing the minimum. That also, again, is dependent on not being picked off as well, but that throw almost was going into center field more so than to the second base bag. So 1-1 count here with 1 out in the bottom of the fourth. Here is the 1-1. Swing and a miss. Schuffelbein behind on that fastball, and the count is now at 1-2. Looking for a second strikeout here is Watson. 1-2. Reaching for it, poking it, and sliding to make the catch is the second baseman, Du Bois. And a good play from Du Bois over at second base, and there's now 2 down here in the bottom of the fourth. And it brings up Grayson Hunsley.
Number 5, Grayson Hunsley.
Hunsley is 0 for 1, the fly out to the left fielder. Oh, we got a ball that came from the Boys and Girls Club. That fell over the center field wall, and it'll be tossed back on the way for them to continue to play outside. Every once in a while, a random kickball or dodgeball finds its way over the center field wall and in. Here's the first pitch to Hunsley. He'll ground that one. He was able to turn on it, but ground it fouled on the third base line. The count's 0-1. Every once in a while, you've seen Major League games and maybe a beach ball or two will find its way out onto the field, mostly in Dodger Stadium. It's not the same effect, but as Hunsley will swing and miss at the off-speed pitch, and the count's now 0-2. A little bit of the same of a kickball or dodgeball. Just happened to find its way over the top of the wall out in center at Heights Stadium. 0-2 pitch, line shot, but it's a one-hopper right to the second baseman, Du Bois, who double clutches as the time he had to make the play to throw to first and retire the side here in the bottom of the fourth inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 man left on base. We have played 4 complete and a 3-0 lead for East over Pierre. Back in a minute on KCCR, and you're watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Capital City Ford, Lincoln, Toyota, and Pierre, where exceptional customer service meets an incredible inventory lineup. Looking for your dream car? Our expert team is here to guide you every step of the way. From dependable Fords to luxurious Lincolns and versatile Toyotas, we have something for every taste, need, and budget. Experience the difference with us today. Capital City Ford, Lincoln, and Toyota.
At Shane's Pharmacy, your health care is important, and Shane wants to be the pharmacist to take care of you. Shane's Pharmacy will make sure your prescriptions are filled in a timely manner, they will answer your questions, and they will even deliver to your home or office. Call 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy, the pharmacy you know and trust. The number again is 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy in Fort Pierre, proud to support high school athletics.
You're listening to KCCR Pierre, a Riverfront Broadcasting Station, as we are into the top of the fifth, and it is a 3-0 lead for Sioux Falls East over Pierre. And it will be 5, 6, and 7. Sawyer Tolk, Ryan Hirsch, and Ethan Olson. Anybody reaches base, Cooper Perry will come to the plate as we're just past 4 o'clock here on this Tuesday afternoon. Drew McIntyre back at the station. John Wickler here as the Sioux Falls East post 15 took 2 runs in the second and a run in the third. And that's where we stand with a 1-1 count here to open up the top of the 5th inning. 3 runs, 5 hits, and no errors for Sioux Falls East. No runs, a hit, and an error for Post 8. 1-1 pitch. Curveball that drops low for ball 2, and the count's now 2-1. 2-1 pitch. There's a fly ball out towards right center field. It's a long run for everybody. It's going to get down for a base hit as it falls in front of Charlie Simpson. And it's a leadoff single here to kick off the top of the 5th inning. And it will bring up now Ryan Hirsch. So Ryan Hirsch, who is 1 for 1, he reached on a catcher's interference in the top of the second, and then also had an RBI single in the top of the 3rd. First pitch swinging in a foul tip into the midst for strike 1. That counts 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That'll be on the inside corner for a strike, and the count's now 0-2 here to Hirsch. And an 0-2 pitch upcoming here from Miles Doyle. That one's taken for strike 3, and 3 pitches and a strikeout. And there's 1 down here in the top of the 5th inning. And it will bring up Ethan Olson, who is 0 for 2 with 2 groundouts to the shortstop. So 1 on and 1 out here in the top of the 5th inning. Pickoff attempt and back in safely without a tag. Over at first is Sawyer Tolk. First pitch is over for strike 1 here to the DH and Olson. In a pickoff attempt and back in safely without a much of a tag is the runner at first and Tolk. The 0-1, runner takes off, pitches low, the throw to second, the tag applied, but it will not be in time. And a stolen base for the shortstop in Tolk, and he is in square position here with 1 out in the top of the 5th inning. And the count is now 1-1. One pitch is fouled back, and just to the right of the press box, and the count's now 1-2. 2 strikeouts now for Miles Doyle. 1 strikeout so far still for Keaton Watson, who he picked up in the 1st inning. The 1-2 pitch. There's a ground ball back to Doyle. He'll look the runner back to second, and the throw to first will be in time, and there's now 2 down here in the top of the 5th inning as Tolk was about to take off for 3rd, and once he realized that Doyle had made the catch, he was scrambling back pretty quick to get back to the bag at second. So now it brings up Cooper Perry with 2 outs and a runner on at second. First pitch swings and misses for Perry, and the count's 0-1. 2 RBI double in the second. Unearned run that scored in there as well. That made it a 2-0 lead. He walked in the 4th. As this will be ripped foul just down the third base line. And the count's now 0-2. as Perry nearly made it a 4-0 ball game, and now Doyle a strike away from getting out of this inning. Leadoff man has been on base all 5 times for Sioux Falls East. We had only 3 runs have scored to this point, and obviously a 4th one standing over there, but two of those 4 runs have scored, with the 5th run now on base still. There's a swing and a miss by Perry, and Doyle will get his 3rd strikeout of the ball game. No runs, a hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. We have played 4.5. It is a 3-0 lead for Sioux Falls East over Pierre. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Most of us already know that Gales Gas of Pierre is the place to call for propane. They offer an automatic fill plan so you never have to worry about running out of propane. They accept debit and credit payments or a budget payment plan to spread out the cost throughout the year so you never have surprises when you get your bill. For delivery, convenience, and great customer service, call Gales Gas at 224-5518. That's Gales Gas at 224-5518.
People helping people. Have you ever wondered what the benefits are of becoming a Owyhee Federal Credit Union member? At Owyhee Federal Credit Union, we reinvest profits in you. We do this in the form of lower interest rates, higher dividends, and low to no fees. So come check us out or come in at 221 East Pleasant Drive in Pierre, because at Owyhee Federal Credit Union, we treat our members like they own the place because, well, they do. Owyhee Federal Credit Union.
Bottom of the 5th, and it is a 2-0 lead, make that a 3-0 lead for Sioux Falls East over Pierre, as it will be 5, 6, and 7 for Post State. Charlie Simpson, Dawson Getz, and George Stalley. Anybody reaches base, it will go to J.J. Buckles, the only man with a hit so far for Post State. They've left just 1 man on base through 4 innings, as it was a 1-out single for J.J. Buckles, but a double play that ended the 3rd inning, and then a walk to Sun and Shine.
Number 12, the right fielder, Charlie Simpson.
As Charlie Simpson leads things off, first pitch to him will pop it up foul, and again a play to the right side. That counts 0-1. Simpson is 0 for 1, ground out to the shortstop. As the 0-1 will miss, and the count's even at a ball and a strike. This Post State team, again, looking to try and get some multiple base runners on base. As the count's now 1-2 here to Simpson. They have failed to do so, but they've at least gotten a base runner on over the last 2 innings after failing to do so in the first 2. That one will hit Simpson on the 1-2 pitch. That didn't sound like it felt too good, but it is a leadoff man on base for the first time today for Post States, and it brings up Dawson Getz. Getz is 0 for 1. The ground out to the 3rd baseman. And Schaefer in his first at-bat. Have some activity out in the right field bullpen. I think Trevor Rounds is warming up. As the first pitch here to Dawson Getz from Watson, showing bunt, pulling it back and taking it outside for ball 1. 5 innings has been thrown for Miles Doyle, and he's got 94 pitches. So outside of trying to have him have a quick, efficient inning, as there's a swing and a bunt and a miss, and then the throw gets away to the first baseman who had him picked off. It's Simpson. The throw to second will be late, and the runner will get to second. It'll be an air charge to the catcher and Lunders, who had Simpson picked off dead to rights at first, but he threw it too high. And then Simpson was able to scurry his way to second base. And so now Getz, even though he missed that bunt opportunity, doesn't have to bunt anymore. It works just as well as a sacrifice without actually having to put the ball in play. Here's the 1-1. There's a ground ball up the middle. That'll be fielded by the shortstop on the second base side by the shortstop in Tolk. Runner will advance over to 3rd on the 6-3 ground out. But it puts the first time the base runner has been at 3rd for Post State. And it brings up George Stalley, who's 0 for 1. So now they got a chance with runner on 3rd and 1 out. You can have a productive out, and even the bottom of the 5th inning. The fact that if you're getting 1 run an inning, you can get this ball game tied back up as the first pitch will be fouled out of play for strike one. It'll be 9-1-2 for East at the top of the sixth inning. But for the Eights, they really want to make this at least a 3-1 deficit. As that'll miss low for a ball, and that counts even at a ball and a strike. Again, the Eights are off until Sunday. A lot of teams will be off until they may play tomorrow. Some teams may still play tomorrow, but everybody be off until right around Sunday. That one missed low to Stallion. The count's now 2-1. The 2-1. There's a line shot out towards left field that will be caught by Rippentrop out in left. Simpson will tag to come in to score. And that one nearly got over the head of Rippentrop, who had to reach up to make the catch. And scoring is going to be Charlie Simpson, the sac fly RBI. I'm not sure if they're going to check or not to see if Simpson left early or not over at third. I don't think they are. And it will be a sac fly RBI for George Staley that drives in Post State's first run of the ball game. First pitch will miss low for ball one to J.J. Buckles. So sac fly RBI for Staley. Counts now 1-1 here to Buckles. 2 down in the bottom of the fifth. Eights are on the board. They're able to do so without having to get a base hit. That one will come inside. The count's now 2-1. Buckles is 1 for 1. Does have the lone Post State hit right now. Here's the 2-1. Buckles check swing. Didn't even get a full check swing on it, but he was able to foul it out of play on the right side. The count's now 2-2. Twilliger is waiting on deck. As a 2-2 will come in and hit Buckles. That's the second time a man's been hit in this inning. And so it's a runner on at first with 2 outs here in the bottom of the fifth. And it brings up now Cooper Twilliger. Twilliger is 0 for 1, grounded into that inning-ending double play back in the second. Making that the third. Buckles will dive back in safely. You see Trevor Rounds that was getting loose. He is back in the dugout right now. But a little bit of some strategy in there as well. Not that Rounds couldn't come in and close out a ball game as the first pitch misses low for ball one. But again, with everybody available and everybody can go however long they need, because no matter if they throw 81 pitches or 18 pitches, they're going to be available for Sunday against Box Elder. Here's a ground ball to the third baseman, fielded by Schaefer. He'll go the short way to second to retire the side here in the bottom of the fifth inning. We'll finish that thought coming up here in the top of the sixth, but it is a run that scores without a hit in the inning. No errors and 1 man left on base. We head to the top of the sixth inning. It is a 3-1 lead for Sioux Falls East over Pierre. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
The lawyers at the May Adam Law Firm in Pierre know how important your families are to you. If you've been putting off getting your affairs in order, know that the May Adam Law Firm is available to counsel you through your questions and help you get the documents in place so that you've made your loved ones secure. Call them at 224-8803 and they can chat with you about how to document your concerns and care for your family. We're all in this together, and the May Adam Law Firm is ready and able to help.
Insurance. We all need it to protect our homes, health, businesses, and belongings. But having adequate coverage is just the beginning. You also need the support of professionals who stand by your side to protect what's important to you. Fisher Rounds & Associates combines the coverage you want with the commitment you need. Fisher Rounds & Associates. At your service, at your side. With offices in Pierre, Mitchell, Watertown, Sioux Falls, and Rapid City.
Top of the sixth inning, Miles Doyle will stay in the ball game as it stands right now. He's got 11 pitches to work with. It'll be Chase Du Bois that will lead things off, followed by Dylan Rippentrop and Tate Schaefer, 9-1 and 2 here for Sioux Falls East in the top of the 6th inning. 11 pitches for Miles Doyle. First pitch, a swing and a miss for strike one. So as long as he can get 2 outs in 10 pitches, he then has to retire that last guy. But if he can do that, he's got a chance to get through this inning, as the 0-1 will be fouled back and the count's 0-2. But if it takes him 11 pitches to get that second out, 11 or more to get that second out, he would not be able to finish that inning. He'd have to be removed on pitch count. As the count's 0-2, and the 0-2 pitch is popped up. Will it stay in play? Long run for everybody. Buckles giving chase, and it will land foul out of play. And the last thing for Miles Doyle wants is any foul balls or anything of it with 2 strikes to end up being a second strike again, because this will be pitch number 4 of the inning. 2 strikes. Leadoff man here in the top of the 6th. Before the leadoff man, the order comes to the plate. 0-2 pitch will be outside, and the count's now 1-2. One for 2 is Du Bois. He flew out to the center fielder, Stalley, and that one taken for strike 3. And the 4th strikeout now the ball game for Miles Doyle, all coming in the end of the 4th inning and now here in the 6th. And it now brings up Dylan Rippentrop. So this will be pitch number 6 of the 11 that he can throw. First pitch swinging, line shot, Stalley comes in, he'll slide and make a catch out in center field. And there's 2 down, and Doyle can go and try and get the final outs here in the 6th inning. He's got 4 pitches to work with. Obviously, he can go and finish out that bat past the 105 mark. But on that 4th pitch, if the man gets on base, that would be it for him. As Tate Schaefer will watch a strike delivered by Doyle for the first pitch. Trying to get out 6 innings here for Miles Doyle. He's given up 2 earned runs on 6 hits so far. That one will miss low, and the count's now 1-1. So he has to, if he does not retire Schaefer here, Schaefer has to get on base. As it'll miss outside, the count's now 2-1. So this will be the last batter for Miles Doyle, trying to get a 1-2-3 inning and get through 6 completes. Here's the 2-1. There's a ground ball on the left side that's going to get through the hole. It was off the glove of Dawson Getz down the hole, but no shot to make a play, even if he had fielded it cleanly. And on pitch number 105, it gets an infield single for Tate Schaefer. And the end of the line for Miles Doyle, who will finish just 1 pitch shy of potentially getting 6 complete innings. But 5 2/3 for Miles Doyle. We'll step aside for a minute. We'll tell you the change after this. You're listening to Post-State Baseball on KCCR. You're watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Ferding Electric has a long history of doing electrical work the right way. Economical service, professional work, and customer satisfaction is why they can say that. Ferding Electric can do residential, farm, and commercial projects. Doesn't matter if they are charged with new construction or a remodel project, they get it conducted. Contact the staff at Ferding Electric at 224-8684. They can light a spark into your next project. Ferding Electric, 224-8684.
Hey, yo, Speedo's Lawn Care.
Hello. Say, my yard's in rough shape. It's got weeds, brown spots, and crabgrass.
Yeah, no problemo. What shade of green you need? We got 31 shades of green over here. Even the latest shade of septic tank grass green. That one just naturally gives off a glow.
Call the professionals at True Green. They know how to get your lawn healthy and keep it healthy. They guarantee it. All technicians are trained and certified.
Call True Green, 224-1916.
So it is Dawson Getz that will pitch here for Post State. Looks like Miles Doyle will stay in the ball game, which then eliminates the DH. Although Cooper Twilliger just hit, so Miles Doyle would be due up 9th in the order and 9th overall. And what they will do is kind of put a triangle of switches defensively. Getz will come to the mound. Doyle will go from the mound to second. And from second to short will go Carter Schuffelbein. So just a move between the positional changes of shorts, second, and pitching. And it will be runner on at second. Make that a runner on at first with 2 outs. And it's Colin Lunders, who is 1 for 2. So let's see what Getz can do with his first batter here in the top of the 6th inning. First pitch swinging, and a swing and a miss for strike 1. Maybe had to get a chance for Getz to have 1 pitch and get out of the inning. 9 1/3 innings so far for Dawson Getz. This is his 4th relief appearance and 5th overall. He's given up 12 hits, 10 runs, 7 of them earned. As the 0-1 pitch will be flown out towards left field. Sunshine will go back. He will make the catch and retire the side here in the top of the 6th inning. So 2 pitches for Dawson Getz to get out of the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and a man left on base. We head to the bottom of the 6th. It is a 3-1 lead for Sioux Falls East over Pierre. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Looking for a change, a career, not just a job? Beck Motor Company of Pierre is looking for a team-oriented individual to join their parts department. We offer 401k, free individual health insurance, paid leave, a company cabin in the Black Hills, on-site gym, and more. Experience is a plus, but we'll train the right individual. If you have the ability to use a computer, provide great customer service, and willing to learn and adapt in a very busy environment, we want to visit with you. Call Steve Meyer at 605-224-5912 or stop by Beck Motors for more information.
If you're like a lot of South Dakotans, you've made a purchase online for services or products and have had no issues. Unfortunately, scammers view the internet as their playground, and they're constantly deploying new scams to attempt to take your hard-earned funds. Fraudulent websites have grown by leaps. Consumers and businesses need to check all aspects of a website before making any type of purchase. Questions regarding this scam should be directed to South Dakota Attorney General's Consumer Protection at 800-300-1986.
It is the bottom of the 6th, and Caden Watson is trying to get through 6 complete innings, and he will deal with the top of the order. Nolan Peterson, Sunshine, and Carter Shufflebein. Anybody reaches base, Grayson Hudsley. The Eights got the 1 run that they needed in that bottom of the 5th inning. Now let's see if the Eights can get that 1 run that they need here in the bottom of the 6th and keep adding on to it and trying to get all the way back in this ball game. I say all the way back. A 3-0 deficit to a 3-3 tie isn't a huge lead to respond to, but you break it down and get a run per inning. You find your way back into the ball game, and you're not trying to get all 3 runs back in the 7th or all trying to get all 3 runs back in any inning. You got 1 run. Now the goal is to get that 2nd run here in this inning. As Nolan Peterson will step to the plate, he is 0 for 2 with 2 flyouts as the first pitch will miss low for ball 1. Peterson, Sunshine, Shufflebein. Top of the order here for the Eights. This is where you want to be, as that'll miss inside. That counts 2-0. We can officially close the book on Miles Doyle, who went 5 2/3 innings and was outstanding again for Post States in another start. As Watson walking back towards, had another ball that came over from center field and had to be removed. But Miles Doyle went 5 2/3 innings, giving up 7 hits, 3 runs. Only 1 of those 3 runs were earned. 3 walks and 4 strikeouts, as that one will be over for a strike. The count's now at 2-1. So he threw 104 pitches, but there's a line shot, and that's going to be a base hit for Nolan Peterson. And the leadoff man is on base to kick off the bottom of the 6th inning. And a good start here for Post States as they get the leadoff man on base for the 3rd straight time. Make that the 2nd time in the ball game as Sunshine will come to the plate. 2nd hit of the ball game for the Eights. Caden Watson, he has thrown 75 pitches. If he can be efficient, he can get through all 7 innings as Sunshine will foul the first pitch away on the right side. The count's 0-1. Post State will take on Box Elder on Sunday. We'll have coverage at 1:45. It is a 2 o'clock first pitch. between Pierre and Box Elder, as Box Elder is a team that is similar to Rapid City Stevens. That one will be at the knees for a strike, and the count's now 0-2, and Sun and Shine not really happy about that call. Brandon Valley winning 7-0 over Box Elder now in the top of the fourth in game number 2 of that doubleheader. Pickoff attempt, and again back in safely over at first is Peterson. Brandon Valley post 131 dropped the first game 3-1 to Box Elder, and this Box Elder team at now 5-6 in South Dakota games. I would say that Box Elder Douglas, team that as that one will be taken for strike 3, and Sunshine will go down on strikes for the second time. Backwards K's and both strikeouts of Sunshine, and both only 2 strikeouts so far here for Watson, as there's one down, and it'll bring up Carter Schuffelbein. Well, this Box Elder team is not so much going to just roll over and let everybody beat them. You think about Douglas and those teams that have played high school baseball and high school sports, they haven't found a lot of success, but this Box Elder team, more of what Stevens was this spring, who was very good throughout the entire year, as that first pitch will miss low for ball 1. They make up a lot of that Box Elder team that is going to be competitive on Sunday, and they're going to be competitive throughout the rest of the season. Here's the 1-0 pitch. There's a swing and a miss by Schuffelbein. The count's now 1-1. In the top of the 7th for Sioux Falls East, they will have a 4, 5, and 6 between Mint, Tolkien, Hirsch. Here's the 1-1. There's a fly ball by Schuffelbein out towards left center field. Moving over as a center fielder to track it down in Hirsch. And Schuffelbein is somewhat robbed of extra bases, but a good job by Hirsch to track it down. Peterson has to retreat back to first. And there's now 2 down here in the bottom of the 6th inning, and it brings up Grayson Hunsley. Hunsley is 0 for 2, flew out to the left fielder in the 2nd and ground out to the second baseman in the 4th. First pitch is over for strike 1. Ball doesn't have as much height on it from Schuffelbein, that might find its way out to the gap, or might find its way down that can maybe even score Peterson, as that pitch will miss high, and the count's now even at a ball and a strike. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Instead of check over at first, and back in safely at first is Peterson. Here's a 1-1. There's a ground ball by Hunsley, left side. That's going to get through for a base hit. Peterson will stop at second. It is first and second here with 2 away. The Eights have 2 base runners on for the first time in the ball game. This will bring up Charlie Simpson. It was 0 for 1. He ground out of the shortstop back in the 2nd, and then he was hit by a pitch, got to second on the throwing air by the catcher. We've seen Simpson go deep once here this year. Another big fly, and the Eights will have the lead. This will be popped foul to play on the right side. And it will land just to the left of the press box. Have some activity out in the bullpen. Might be the DH and Ethan Olson that is warming up out there. Simpson with a fly ball out towards right center field, but the right fielder will call for it, and actually will give way to the center fielder in Hirsch. He'll make the catcher retire the side here in the bottom of the 6th. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 men left on base. We head to the 7th. It is a 3-1 lead for Sioux Falls East over Pierre. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Building a home. It's the biggest investment most of us make in a lifetime. Not to mention, it's a decision that, well, you pretty much live with day and night. The quality of the workmanship stares back at you like a reflection. It also affects the value of your investment. Choosing the right contractor is critical. Kruger Contracting is that contractor. Call 222-2523. Quality workmanship and materials completed on time. Kruger Contracting. In a word, quality. Call 222-2523.
AGE Corporation's Contractors and Crane Service is a proud supporter of Pierre Governor Athletics. For almost 60 years, AGE has been building South Dakota. For all your site work construction and crane work needs this season, AGE is here to help. Give them a call. AGE Corporation and Crane Service, 223-2732. That's 223-2732. AGE, proud supporters of local sports.
It is the top of the 7th. 3-1 lead here for Sioux Falls East as we welcome you back at Hyde Stadium. And it will be 5, 6, and 7. Sawyer Mintz to Ryan Hirsch and Ethan Olson. The 8s will have 6, 7, and 8s due up in the bottom of the 7th inning. Hopefully still being trailing by 2 and trying to finish out a win or trying to come back and win in the 7th inning. Sioux Falls East looking like maybe they'll turn to Ethan Olson in the 7th inning, potentially moving to Ethan Olson in the 7th. But Dawson Getz took just two pitches to get through that 6th inning. We never actually got through his full totals of pitching. He had 9 1/3 innings pitch. This is his 5th appearance and 4th relief appearance. 12 hits, 10 runs, 7 of them earned. 4 walks, 5 strikeouts. ERA 5.25 as that first pitch is into right field for a base hit. And Simpson thought about maybe firing it to first, but it ended up he couldn't catch it cleanly or transfer it cleanly over into his throwing hand. And Sawyer Mitten is now 1 for 4 as it brings up Sawyer Tolk. ERA for Dawson gets a 5.25, whip at 1.71. Batting average against at 293. As Sawyer Tolk will await the first pitch. That's over for strike 1. Tolk is 1 for 2. He walked in the 2nd. Got a base hit in the 5th. He walked and scored to lead off the 2nd inning. Here's the 0-1. There was a fly ball down the right field line, but that will slice foul and out of play, and the count's now 0-2. This is a big couple at bats here. We talked about potentially the game being decided back in the 3rd inning with the bases loaded and 2 outs, and a strikeout for Doyle that kept it a 3-0 lead for Sioux Falls East. The 8's got 1 run back. We still sit at 3-1. The 8's want to keep this a 2-run deficit going to the bottom of the 7th. 1-2 pitch, ground ball that is going to be foul over the 3rd base line. The 8's are ready to turn 2 as Hunsley caught it and fired it to 2nd to Doyle. But it is just a foul ball and a good rep there for Grayson Hunsley and Miles Doyle at 3rd and 2nd. How about another one down there, but a fair ball right to Grayson Hunsley. 1-2 pitch again here from Dawson Getz. Swing and a miss. That's just as good. A strikeout for Getz. Getting Tolk to chase. And there's one down here in the top of the 7th, and it brings up Ryan Hirsch, the center fielder. He is technically 1 for 2 in his 3 plate appearances, and the catcher's interference in the 2nd. Got an RBI single in the 3rd and struck out looking in the 5th. First pitch, line shot that's over the head of the 2nd baseman Doyle into center field. Stallion will come up firing towards 3rd. The throw is on line. The tag is not going to be applied in time. The runner will take seconds on the throw, and it's 2nd and 3rd here with 1 away. That was very close. And if that throw maybe from our vantage point, maybe a little bit offline down the 3rd base line, if that had been right on the money, we might be looking at a runner on at 2nd with 2 outs, but instead 2nd and 3rd here with 1 out. And it's now Ethan Olson, the DH. First pitch is missing outside for ball 1. Infield will come in all the way around. They know how important it is to be down by 2 and not make it a 3 or 4 run deficit. So anything on the infield, they're going to try and keep that runner from scoring at third. As this will be popped foul, that will get out of play. And it will land out to the left of us, and the count's now 1-1. 4 strikeouts for Miles Doyle in the ball game, 5 in total here for Post State. Here's the 1-1. This will be flown out towards right field. Charlie Simpson, long run coming in. That'll fall, and it's now 1-2. It was probably okay that fell. Obviously, you want to get the out, but it's going to be a tough play for Simpson to make the catch and then use the momentum to throw it home. And the count's now 1-2, so this becomes, again, a strikeout pitch for Dawson Getz. Here with runners at first and second to make that second and third with 1 out. Here's the 1-2. Line shot. Instead, it's going to be a base hit. 1 run will come in to score. They're going to wave in the second run. The throw from Simpson coming in. It's going to skip past the first baseman, J.J. Buckles. Both runners will score. And it is a 2 RBI single for Ethan Olson. And that's a big 2-run single for Ethan Olson. A 5-1 lead now for Sioux Falls East here in the top of the 5th inning. Make that the top of the 7th inning. And it brings up Cooper Perry, who's got a 2 RBI double back in the 2nd inning. So now a 4-run deficit for Post State to try and overcome in that 7th inning. They're still going to get the next 2 outs. As Perry will wait on the first pitch. Runner takes off. The throw to second. And it's going to skip on Doyle and roll into center field. And the runner will easily hop up and take third. And it's now a runner on at third here with 1 away. And the error will be charged to the catcher Peterson on the throw. And the second error of the ball game for Post State. Here's the 1-0 pitch now to Perry. That will miss low and away. And the count's now 2-0. So Olson presses the issue after the 2 RBI single. Steals second and takes third on the throw. As the count's now 3-0 here to Cooper Perry. Infield has to come in all the way around again. Dawson gets in danger of walking a man to get to the number 9 man, Chase DuBois. That one's over for a strike at the letters, and the count's now 3-1. Post State will still have 6, 7, and 8. Dawson Getz, George Staley, and J.J. Buckles to lead off the bottom of the 7th. Now needing at least a 4 spot, as this will be fouled away, and the count's now 3-2 here to Cooper Perry. And we'll see if maybe Olson, if Olson will come out and pitch the 7th, or if it will be Watson. This will be fouled out of play again, and the count remains at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Getz looking for his second strikeout. The 3-2 pitch. That one is taken for strike 3. Perry couldn't pull the trigger, and he knew it as soon as that pitch passed him. And a second strikeout of the inning for Dawson Getz. 2 down, and it brings up Chase DuBois. 87 pitches for Caden Watson, so he's got a chance at 18 pitches remaining to try and get through a full 7 innings. That pitch will hit DuBois as the curveball didn't break back in time. And it will be first and third now with 2 away, and it will bring up the top of the order in Dylan Rippentrop.
Left fielder, number 4, Dylan Rippentrop.
Rippentrop is 1 for 4. He led off the ball game with a single, and then is flown out to right and to center, and also tried a sacrifice bunt that ended up being popped up and caught by the first baseman Buckles coming in just almost in front of the mound. If the runner takes off in the first pitch, he does not. First pitch is over for strike 1 here to Rippentrop. East is over in that third base dugout, knowing how important another run would be right now. And if they steal second, how important 2 runners would be. That's a soft toss over to first base by Dawson Getz. Here's the 0-1 from Getz. Runner takes off for second. Pitch is missed low for a ball. They will allow him to take second base. And it's now second and third with 2 away. And now East is thinking about how important these 2 base runners are to try and get a 6-run lead into the 7th inning. 1-1 pitch. That is grounded foul down the third base side, and the count's now 1-2. Getz looking for his 3rd strikeout of the inning and try and get out of this jam with only 2 runs scoring. 2 runs in the 2nd, a run in the 3rd, and 2 runs here in the 7th. That one almost comes in and hits Rippentrop. He's able to dance out of the way. The count goes now 2-2. Another Deuce's Wild pitch. 2 on, 2 out, and a 2-2 pitch from Dawson Getz. It's a fly ball to left field. Deep going back is Sun and Shine. He'll get back underneath it. It'll make the catch just shy of the warning track and retire the side here in the top of the 7th. A 2-run score in the inning. On 2 hits, there was an error, along with a 2 men left on base. We head to the 7th, the bottom of the 7th. Post State down by 4, 5-1 to Sioux Falls East. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
At AgTegra, we're leveraging the power of the cooperative to benefit our farmers and ranchers, their families, and local communities. We're creating jobs for your neighbors and putting money back into our communities. We're lending a hand in our rural fire departments, food banks, and 4-H and FFA programs. That's what local is all about. When you do business at AgTegra, you help us make a difference in your community. AgTegra, strong, stable, dependable, and local.
Stolken Peterson LLP has been your local CPA firm for over 40 years, offering tax preparation, bookkeeping, payroll, and consulting services. If your business, farm, or ranch needs professional, accurate, and reliable services, we are your firm. Our clients are our #1 priority. If you need a higher level of accounting service, give us a call at 605-224-5828. That's Stolken Peterson LLP, 222 East Missouri Avenue in Pierre.
It is the bottom of the 7th. Caden Watson will try and close it out with the final 3 outs and try and be the man to go the distance for Sioux Falls East in game number 1. Dawson Getz, George Stalley, and J.J. Buckles will be the first 3 hitters, 6, 7, and 8. Getz is 0 for 2 with 2 ground outs to open up this ball game. And just 2 hits so far, make that 3 hits so far for Post State. 5 runs, 9 hits, and an error for Sioux Falls East. 1 run, 3 hits, 2 errors for Post State. As the first pitch here to Dawson Getz will come in and miss low for ball 1. 18 pitches, now 17 after that first one, but that's how many pitches are remaining for Caden Watson before he would have to be removed, as the count's now 2-0. And Coach Hughes trying to save another arm for game number 2 if he can, with a 4-run lead right now for Sioux Falls East. As Getz will pop that 2-0 pitch up on the right side. The second baseman will call for it, and Du Bois will make the catch, and the leadoff man is retired here in the bottom of the 7th, and the Eights are down to their final 2 outs here in game number 1. George Stalley, who's got the lone RBI for Post State, he is 0 for 1. Ground out to the second baseman and hit that sacrifice fly RBI, almost burning the left fielder Rippentrop. But instead it was caught by Stalley, caught by Rippentrop, and Stalley ended up having to settle for a sacrifice fly as the first pitch will miss low for ball 1. Needing base runners, Miles Doyle would come up 4th in the inning. So at least get to the on-deck circle, as that one will miss low, and the count's now 2-0. It would be his first at-bat after throwing 5 2/3 innings and stayed in the ball game. As that'll miss inside, the count's now 3-0. .3-0 count here to the number 7 man in the order. 3-0 pitch from Watson. That'll almost hit Stallion. Instead, it'll be a 1-out walk. And Post State will have their first base runner here in the bottom of the 7th. And it brings up J.J. Buckles. With again, Miles Doyle coming to the on-deck circle. Buckles hitting 130 so far, but he does have a hit here in this ball game. He is 1 for 1. Has driven in 5 runs, has Buckles. Here's the first pitch to him. Comes upstairs for ball 1. He was hit by a pitch back in the bottom of the 5th inning. Was trying to restart stuff in the bottom of the 5th, but nothing got going after that 2-out hit by pitch. Without a double play being turned, Miles Doyle will get a chance to swing the bats. This will hit Buckles again. And it's now first and second, and it's the second time that he's been hit, but not like he's been hit in the back twice. Been hit in the arm both times, and that one more got him in the hand. And it's now first and second here, and we'll have a mound visit to try and settle down the pitcher in Caden Watson. Wind's kind of picked up a little bit here at Heinz Stadium. Not a huge wind gust by any means, but blowing out towards the left field foul pole right now is that American flag. And after today, 4th of July break for Post State, they will return and play again on Sunday here at home. We'll have coverage at 1:45 and first pitch at 2 o'clock against Box Elder, as they will enjoy a 4-day break of no games. I wouldn't say they're going to enjoy no practice or anything else. I think Coach Iverson will probably still have something for them over those next 4 days. The Eights hadn't played since last Wednesday. Had almost an entire week off between games. They'll play Sunday, and then they kind of start to pick things up again towards the end of the season. They'll play Wednesday, Thursday, before then also playing on Saturday of that next weekend. And they're kind of playing almost every other day to finish out the season. First pitch to Miles Doyle. We popped up, going back behind the second base bag. The catch will be made by the shortstop in Tolk, as he caught it on the second base side of the bag. And there's now 2 down. And the Eights are down their final out as it brings up Nolan Peterson. Didn't even get a chance to talk about Miles Doyle at the plate, but we'll see if he'll probably maybe swing the bat in the second game. We can talk more about his at-bats. And obviously, you can still maybe see him come to the plate yet in this game, as that pitch will get out away for the catcher. And it will be runners moving up to second and third. So not quite the tying run to the plate yet, but a chance to cut the lead in half with the base hit. And how big are those 2 runs right now that scored in the top of the 7th inning? As Peterson will line this out towards center field, it'll be caught by the center fielder in Hirsch, and that won the ball game. A 5-1 win for Sioux Falls East in game number 1 of our doubleheader. We'll step aside for 2 minutes, come back and wrap up game number 1 here from Heinz Stadium. Back in 2 minutes here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Brought to you by Limebach Construction Incorporated, who can build your recreational home or building along the beautiful lower Lake Oahe area. Whether if your hobby is hunting, fishing, travel, or water sports, we can come up with a building design that will fit your interests and expectations. We pride ourselves on using quality products, customer service, and open communication. Limebach Construction is locally owned and operated, serving the Missouri River community since 1994. For area of service and more information, contact Bill Limebach at 605-223-2738. That's 605-223-2738. Comtech, your local technology solutions provider, is now located on the truck bypass. With great brands like Bose, Sonos, LG, Samsung, Lenovo, and so much more. Stop in to see their new showroom for everything in stock for your personal or business needs. Comtech provides professional installation and service after the sale. Comtech is your local technology store, located now on the truck bypass, or visit us on the web at comtechplus.com.
As community bankers, BankWest employees are deeply committed to supporting local causes, growing the local economy, and creating local opportunities. At a time when you can bank anywhere, we hope you choose BankWest. We'll be your financial partner for the long haul, helping you and your community achieve financial success. BankWest. Convenient, connected, committed. Member FDIC.
Nystrom Electrical Contracting in Pierre has been providing professional sales, service, and installation since 1977. Whether you're starting from scratch, new construction, or you're upgrading your current system at your home, farm, or office, give the professionals at Nystrom Electrical Contracting a call. They've got a lot of bright ideas. Call Nystrom's today to schedule a free computer-generated estimate. The number is 224-8750, or visit their website at nystromelectric.com.
Back here at Hyatt Stadium, as it is a 5-1 win for Sioux Falls East in game number 1, as the Eights will fail to cash in the later innings. It ended up being 6 men left on base for Post State, but they left 2 guys on in each of the 6th and 7th innings. But it was East that scored 5 runs on 9 hits without an error, left 11 men on base. Pierre had 1 run, 3 hits, 2 errors, and 6 men left on base in that first game. Caden Watson, the winning pitcher, went all 7 innings, giving up 3 hits, a run on walk, and 2 strikeouts. He threw 99 pitches. Miles Doyle will get the loss, 5 2/3 innings, 7 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned, 3 walks, and 4 strikeouts. As Dawson Getz went an inning and a third, giving up 3 hits, 2 runs, no walks, and 2 strikeouts. And it was time of the ball game was 1 hour and 47 minutes. Post State didn't get their first base runner until the 3rd. They didn't strand their first base runner on until the 4th. They were through the minimum was Watson through 3 innings. And then a sacrifice fly by George Stalley was the lone tally for Pierre in the ball game, which at that point made a 3-1 ball game in the bottom of the 5th. There was a 2 RBI double for Cooper Perry in the 2nd inning, an RBI single for Ryan Hirsch in the 3rd, and a 2 RBI single from Ethan Olson in the 7th. That was the scoring for Sioux Falls East to take game 1 over Post State. We are about 20 minutes away from getting the second game underway, as we'll have the coverage for you as well here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. We will end the broadcast on YouTube here in just a moment. We'll send it back to we'll talk news. News Director Zach Nelson will have a check of news coming up here in just a little bit. We'll have that for you here on this Tuesday evening, as it'll be close to around the 5 o'clock news. It won't be necessarily right at 5 o'clock, but still close to the 5 o'clock news from News Director Zach Nelson. But a 5-1 win for Sioux Falls East. At the end of this first game, we'll come back and get you set for game number 2 here in just a little bit. We'll send things back to the station here in 4 minutes for news coverage on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Again, Post State falls in game 1, 5-1 to Sioux Falls East, as you're listening to Post State Baseball on KCCR.